Well, it's great to be on today. I'm super excited. I'll just do a quick introduction in case people don't know me. Jason Harwood. I work at the home office right now. I'm in my home office because of all of the craziness going on. But we're incredibly grateful at Scentsy. Scentsy is continuing to do well, even through this kind of national difficulty that we're all going through together. And since he was also, the state of Idaho issued a, kind of mandatory stay-at-home order for all businesses that were deemed non-essential. Since he was deemed an essential business, primarily because of the work that we do with consultants. Because we provide a service and products to small businesses running from home, we were able to continue, and since he continues to manufacture and ship, we have significant kind of new policies in place to protect employees and employees like me, where I am not necessarily essential to be at the home office. We're blessed to be able to work from home. But Scentsy continues to roll on because of the incredible work that you guys are doing, and we are so grateful for it. All of us at Scentsy really appreciate it. So I've been with Scentsy for 10 years, coming up on 11 years. And so I've seen incredible growth. I've seen incredible life-changing stories. And I just want to share maybe a little bit of that with you guys today. In the end, Scentsy really is all about opportunity. That's kind of at the heart of what Scentsy is. And that's really what we want to talk about. Because when you think about Scentsy, it really comes down to three key things. The first thing that starting a Scentsy business is all about really has to do with flexibility. Many people, and especially right now, people are looking and saying, man, I need flexibility. I need flexibility about where I can work, when I can work, how I can work. I need flexibility and a little bit more control over my personal income and over my ability to create income under a wide variety of circumstances, when the economy's good, when the economy's bad, when we can go to school, when we can't go to school, when we can go eat at McDonald's, and when the only thing you can do is get drive-through, right? There's this incredible flexibility that many people are looking for. And at its core, Scentsy is all about flexibility. And I hate to ruin the recording, but oh my gosh, the Becca Levi just joined. How remarkable is that? One of the most remarkable people I've ever met. And so at its core, the Scentsy opportunity and being a part of Scentsy is all about having flexibility and to be in a position where you can have a little bit more control and flexibility. Now, if that's something that you think, yeah, that's what I want, well, there's two critical factors kind of play into that. And that's to have a small business and to create multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income is a powerful way to add flexibility and to continue to increase the control that you have over your income, so that heaven forbid, a layoff happens, if a health situation happens, if some kind of life situation happens, again, you go back to that flexibility. And so we look and we say, man, one of the best ways to create flexibility, to create independence, to create opportunity is to start a small business and to have multiple streams of income. Now, when you look at small businesses and you say, okay, so if I want to start a small business, what are my options? We firmly believe that Scentsy is the best option that you have available to do that. And there's a few reasons why. I found this quote from Charles Darwin, and I thought it was interesting coming from his perspective of study of both humans and animals. And I thought this was so interesting that in the long history of humankind, those that learn to collaborate and improvise most effectively have prevailed. And so that's what I want to talk with you guys about today, is the collaboration, the partnerships. Because for a lot of people, when they start a small business, man, they're kind of on their own. I'll tell you a funny story just to try, just to learn something, just to have some fun with it. I found this thing called drop shipping, where you could kind of like create a product, and I created these fun little t-shirts. And then if anybody ordered the t-shirt and paid for it, then this third-party company would ship the t-shirt. And one person bought some t-shirts. I love both of the t-shirts that I bought from myself. Nobody else bought any t-shirts, but mostly it was a learning experience for me. But what I found was that I was all by myself. I created this cute little design for these t-shirts, and I had to do it all by myself. And I was supposed to, okay, I got to create a website, and I was all by myself. And I had to pick out which shirts I wanted, and I had to do, and I think it might have been the fact that I didn't collaborate or connect with anybody else. I didn't have any partnership that led to me finally saying, yeah, this isn't for me. And it was fine because I learned some fun things, and I learned some things about what works in my life and what doesn't. And so I learned and grew, and so that was okay. But man, the lack of a partnership really had an impact there. Now, Scentsy is a company of connectivity. It is a company of relationships and partnerships. And it starts at the top. This is our beautiful Scentsy campus here in fabulous Idaho. Yes, Idaho. Who'd have thought? But it is pretty-ish once you get here. And man, the partnership that you have when you start a Scentsy business, the first thing that you partner with is this remarkable worldwide organization. We have offices centered in Meridian, Idaho. Also, we have offices in Lexington, Kentucky, and in Coppell, Texas. We also have shipping and small admin offices across the globe in Europe and Australia. And that partnership with a company that has grown, with a company that is established, with a company that's been through the recession of 2008, now going through this crazy time, and remarkably, as I said before, still thriving. We are still doing, in fact, better this month, this year, than we did this month last year. A company that is still growing, and a company that still has great growth opportunity. So that partnership is remarkably stable, incredibly powerful. Some of the things that I had to try to do on my own when I did my little drop ship business, you don't have to do, right? You don't have to worry about any back office technology. You don't have to worry about a website. All of that is created for you. You don't have to worry about shipping and manufacturing. All of that is taken care of for you. Product design, taken care of for you. And oh my gosh, the greatest product design in the world. Some of the things that they're coming out with. Who would have thought that you could take a warmer, shove it into a Himalayan salt chunk, and create this incredible warmer, and new fun things coming out all the time. Not only that, but Scentsy, because of the success that we've had, we have powerful partnerships. We have an ongoing relationship. Every catalog, we do a different partnership with a charitable cause, so that you have an opportunity to give back and to contribute to powerfully to the lives of others. We have an incredible partnership now with Disney. And so many of the kind of most exciting products that people get all jazzed about have to do with Disney. And then, of course, by extension, that's Star Wars and Marvel. And those partnerships are important. We did a fun partnership with Jelly Belly and had Jelly Belly fragrances that were really cool. And we have partnerships with colleges and sports leagues. And so those partnerships that we've created as a consultant, man, you see all the benefit. If you went and tried, could you imagine trying to contact Disney and create a partnership with them to sell, like, I don't know, hair bows or something? Can you imagine the legal difficulties of doing that? Well, you get to go out and sell. I mean, the most recent one was the Mushu Buddy, right? And it seems like, just, gosh, every time one of these big Disney movies comes out, there's a product connected with that you get an opportunity to share with your friends, and to market because of your partnership with Scentsy. So that partnership with a stable, consistently growing, powerful company is really important. And so that's why we say, gosh, yeah, there's lots of businesses you could start. There's lots of even companies that you could join. But the consistent growth, the consistency in innovation, the consistency in high quality products, it's really nearly impossible to beat Scentsy. And so connecting with that. The other thing that you get in a connection with partnership is a connection to a product that is really, really outstanding. I had a fun experience the other day because, you know, we're all on quarantine and I only have the 7 children. And so 4 of them are boys and they're from the ages of 10 to 17. They're right in that like really gross age. It's so bad. You just walk into the room and you know it's just awful. And it's been fairly warm here, and we moved our basketball hoop over by our trampoline because we had to have something that the kids could do to have fun with. And so they went outside and they were jumping around on the tramp and playing basketball, and they could dunk, and they thought that was cool. And the 4 boys, and then they went upstairs to their bedrooms, and you could not go upstairs. And my wife went upstairs and immediately said, okay, every single one of you change the wax in your warmers right now, because every bedroom has a warmer. My daughters have 2, because they couldn't decide which one they like better. But my wife said, every one of you change the wax in your warmers right now. This entire upstairs smells disgusting. And all the boys went and they used their little cotton ball things, and they got the wax out and got to come down to the drawer and open the drawer and pick out new wax. And so there's almost never a time where you're not in need of something smelling good. And we have this incredible breadth of product offerings. I love the brand new wall fan diffuser. I replaced my traditional plug-in warmer. I think that's what we call them now. Plug-in something? Mini warmers. I replaced my traditional mini warmer, which we don't have a picture of here, with a wall fan diffuser, which is brand new, just came out, just a little diffuser that you put one of these little pods in, this little pod thing there. And I love it because it's in our little bathroom upstairs, and the fragrance experience is incredibly fast. You turn that on, and within seconds, you can smell the fragrance. And so I just love it. We use the Scentsy Laundry, the Scentsy Clean. My kids, if your kids are anything like mine, for some reason, I don't understand this, because I remember as a kid having Vans shoes and they weren't super cool. Now, all of a sudden, Vans are the coolest shoes you can get your hands on. I don't know how that happened, but the Scentsy Clean products are great because they're so usable. My kids use them to clean their Vans. So you partner with a product, and here's the crazy thing about Scentsy, because I mentioned my little T-shirts and things. In my career, I've tried little things on the side just for fun to learn some things, and I've never, ever had the opportunity to market and share a product that is as popular, as well received as Scentsy is. In fact, I don't want to disparage another company. I don't want to talk bad about another company, but I was fascinated because I went to, I had a conversation with a friend who was a member of another company. And he said the interesting thing, he was kind of talking about how they talk about their company. And for them, the number one rule is not to mention the name of the company. If they want to talk to you about it, they just say, hey, can I come talk to you? Oh, sure, what's it about? Well, I'll tell you, can I just come by for 15 minutes? I've got this great opportunity. Oh, sure, what's the company? They'll maybe kind of talk about like sort of kind of the field that it's in, but literally their number one rule is do not mention the name of the company. And I thought that was kind of interesting because I've been with Scentsy for 10 and a half years. Becca, I think you've been here longer. And the number one thing we teach is just say to somebody, hey, have you heard of Scentsy? And you always lead with the name of the company, because the products are so universally loved and appreciated and respected. And people say, oh yeah, I've heard of Scentsy. I love Scentsy. Oh, that's great. the other thing that's unique about Scentsy is that it is a renewable product, right? Like just after we had this experience the other day, my wife says, "Oh my gosh, we got to order some wax." And so you have this, once you get a customer, you just get to keep working with and building relationships with that customer, and it keeps going. And so there's this connection to this powerful company. There's this connection, a partnership with incredible products. And then most importantly, I think it's the people around you, this remarkable connection that you have. Can you go start another small business? Sure you can. And there probably are not like, I don't know, 1,000, 15,000 people who want you to succeed, who want to help you, who want to put their arms around you, who want to cheer with you, who want to shout Scentsy Spirit with you when you go to an event. When you join Scentsy, you also join this remarkable partnership. You've got your upline, you know, your sponsor, the person that introduced you, and you have a great partnership there. And then you have partnerships with layers of leadership above you, other people who are interested in you being successful, who have tips and ideas and systems in place that they've tried and tested over a decade of being successful. And so you don't have to go out and be by yourself. You don't have to go out and try to learn this all by yourself. You don't have to go out and feel like you're alone. You're immediately part of a community of partnership. And so there's remarkable power in being connected with this partnership of other people. And so Scentsy is a great company to partner with. We have incredible products to partner with. And then when you join Scentsy, you join this remarkable community of partnership together. And that is what gives you the greatest opportunity and chance for success. That's what gives you this unique position to accomplish what it is you're looking for. If what you're looking for is, I want a little flexibility, I want a little independence, I want a little control over my income, multiple streams of income with a little small business on the side is a great way to start working towards that. And with the partnerships that you have at Scentsy, it's a powerful way to come closer. We can never guarantee success, but every possible tool, every possible partnership is available for you to be successful and to prevail, as Mr. Darwin said. So Scentsy truly is a place of opportunity. Okay, so whoever shared this with you, whoever maybe has been talking with you in the past, man, they're part of this group right here. They're the number one person who wants you to be successful. They're the number one person who wants to put their arm around you and say, hey, I want you to be successful. I want you to grow and develop. And so they will be the number one person there to help you every step of the way. And all of us at home office are cheering for you. I want you to be successful. So we hope that you decide to be a part of the Scentsy family. And I have all the confidence in the world that when you do, you'll join this incredible community that is being built right here and have great success. So if anybody has any questions.
Well, I just wanted to
jump somebody on. Did say my warmer's not on. I noticed that. Oh. I haven't turned it on yet.
I didn't see that. Was me, Jason. I was disappointed. I'm like, his warmer's not even on.
Oh. Turn it on. Jason, I just wanted to there's a couple notes that I took aside from the notes for myself, but you talked about layoffs and illnesses, and I just wanted to, like that's when, unexpected things happen. And I'm like, it bring me back to my own story is, I was laid off from a job that I thought I had, it was actually my favorite job I've ever had in my career before Scentsy. And I actually got laid off and I was so disappointed and couldn't find a job and, never thought in a million years that this would be my career. But one thing that always makes me, I'm always grateful for this business, 100% always. But when I'm sick, I am so grateful for this business because, like right now, I had to put makeup on and make myself look like I'm not, semi-disgusting. But I like the way I feel right now is so like not good. But I have to share this with you guys. I was sharing with some of the consultants earlier before you popped on, Jason, that I feed off of other people. And like, I have this energy that I haven't had in I don't know how long, because I was so like not feeling well, but all this energy from you and from them. And, you know, you're so right. Like you guys feed me and you feed my soul. And it was, you know, it makes me forget that I feel like, you know what, like boo boo, you know, and I wrote the quote down. It's not mine, but you made me think of, we're in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. And, you know, to think that you yourself from home office, you know, cares about all of us, to take the time to jump on and share this special message from us and your own experiences. It's just, it's so heartfelt. And it just, I mean, it's a business that you just can't explain until you're in the business. Like, you know, you could share as much you can, but it's almost undescribable the way it makes you feel inside with the products, with the relationships you build. And then, you know, when you're in a place that you literally are able to stay home and be making money, especially in a time like this, there's nothing but gratitude that you could think of. You know, it's just, you know, as scary as it is outside my windows right now and what's going on, like I'm able to have fun and be happy and be fed by these amazing people, and, you know, makes me feel better physically. And so I just want to thank you for that, and all of my amazing friends. So I just wanted to say that, but I would love for anybody to jump on, and we've got a few more minutes with him until he's got to rush off. So I'm so grateful.
Yeah, it was great talking with you guys, and it's exciting to see all of the incredible things you're doing. So yeah, if anybody has any questions, I will say, and you know, if you send this recording out, you can maybe, I don't know, cut this part off, but it really is fascinating. I mentioned it that this year, or this month, over year, we are up in both sales and sponsoring.
That's awesome.
And it is just incredible to see. We also, we have twice as many people at this point in our Grow with the Flow incentive. We have twice as many people who have earned it so far this year as had earned it at this point last year.
Wow.
So somehow, I don't know how you guys are doing it.
Right.
But,
well,
but
when
you
I
are.
wanted to mention too, is that even though the whole world literally is in crisis right now, when I started Scentsy, my life was in crisis. Like, we were in financial crisis. And, you know, my sponsor I actually talked to her about it, just like small talk, like, we're just in a bad place right now, whatever. And, you know, she could have saw that as like, that I'm not going to talk to her about, you know, Scentsy because she doesn't have any money, you know, but she had such a passion to share and to help somebody because she truly believed that this was an opportunity. She offered it to me, and I denied her probably about 10 times. I'm bad. I'm bad at speaking. I'm shy. I don't have any money. I don't have any friends. I mean, anything you can say as a rebuttal, I told her, and she just kept sharing, you know, and it just made me go, wow, this lady's really passionate about this. And it gave me the courage, and the fact that she kept going, she made me go, well, maybe she believes in me somewhere, that she thinks I maybe can do this, even though I'm telling her all the reasons why I can't do this. And, you know, sometimes we just need to show people that we believe in them and give them an opportunity. And so it's, in times like this, we have literally a blessing to give other people. And we just have to remember that it really can. It may not change their life forever like me, but it might add value in their life right now, you know, and that's really what the goal is in this business, is to add value in their life somewhere, somehow. And if it goes, you know, above and beyond, you know, then great. But, you know, we're here to truly just add value. I truly believe that. And so I just hope that anybody that's watching, if you're already a consultant, that you realize that you have that ability you literally have the key to unlock the opportunities by sharing, you know, this opportunity right now. And one consultant that when I first joined, she did a lot of training calls for Becca, which we get to hear from in a few minutes, which I'm so excited. She said, I call because I care. And so when we're following up, when we're making phone calls, checking on people, especially during this time, you know, and then we can extend that is I share the opportunity because I care. And, you know, if you truly believe that you really have an opportunity, it may not have changed your life yet or at all, but my sponsor, I love her, but this hasn't been her world like it is me. But because she cared enough about me to give an opportunity, she opened that door for me. And then it was up to me to take advantage of what was available.
Yeah. Well, Jess, thank you so much. And thank you for putting this together. I wish I could stay on. If Becca's talking, I'll have to have you send me the recording.
Oh, I sure will. I know, right?
I have to jump off. I actually have another fun team meeting I get to go join. So
well, thank you
everybody.
Bye, Jason.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Jason.
Okay, guys. Oh, all right. So our super duper extra fun surprise guest today, our amazing superstar director and shining star for 2018, which I want to emphasize. I don't know if you guys know this or are aware that every year there is one consultant that's nominated for their generosity, their core values, the way they make people feel and make them feel valued. And the year that Becca and her business partner, which is her daughter, which is awesome, Callie, when they won this, it was a global award. And it was the only time that they've ever done this. And I honestly, when I saw that they won, I was not surprised, but I said, how perfect. Because I will tell you guys, I nominated her every single year. It's going to be 9 years on the 3rd of April. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, how did she not win this yet? And then see all the energy this is giving me, you guys. I'm so grateful. But when she won the global, it's because she has literally touched lives around the world. And it couldn't have fit more and be more perfect. And so it was, I'm sure she'll be able to say it was worth waiting for. But the cool thing about this amazing woman is she wasn't waiting for it. She was just sharing her heart, and she wasn't expecting to win an award by being just her. And that's why it was so even more fitting. So I am so excited to introduce Miss Becca Levi, Superstar Director of Scentsy, and my dear, dear, dear friend.
Oh my gosh, you know, I love to gush about other people, but when people are gushing about you, I feel like I'm changing colors and everything, and it's just, it is a joy, and I'm so proud of all of you guys that are on the screen here tonight. Terry was supposed to join me, and you saw him go through. He's got a bunch of farm people going on outside, and he forgets, you know, he is 60. Well, he just got Medicare. That's a monumental time in a person's life. So I guess I'm like, I told him when he came through, hey, you're supposed to be here in like 10 minutes, but okay. So you'll have to hear his wisdom later. But I don't know, how are you guys all feeling? Like, how are you feeling right now? Let me see some smiles if you're feeling pretty good. Oh, yay, some more pictures. Hi, Susan, you're still in Hawaii. I am not. Hey, Liz, hey, everybody. Melissa, Cindy, where's your cute husband? Where's your cute husband? He's probably on Medicare too. Hey, Carolyn. Hey, Michelle. Okay, and in the middle screen there. Okay, you know, a world leader that has passed away that impacted millions and billions of lives. He said, if I knew the world was ending tomorrow, I would plant a tree today. And I think that is so profound. And it's something that I've always lived by. And, you know, here's the other thing. Sometimes you think about, like, if it's the end of the world, it's not going to matter. And if it's not, we should be mattering, because we have so much to offer. You know, I was thinking about our core values today, you know, that we have a Scentsy, and of course we're generous, and you see so much generosity happening all around us. And, you know, I love it when people put the toilet paper in their orders, or they're just doing the random, you know, drop-offs of sharing product and samples and things that, you know, might as well be put to work, which always, whatever you put out comes back to you. Maybe not from that specific seed, but definitely from another seed somewhere. You always get it back. But it's also to our mission statement is to warm the heart and enliven the senses. And that's what our products do, and that's what our community does, right? Jess is feeling it tonight. I always love it when I'm here. Some of you I know better than others, and I know that whenever I have a chance to be around you, like when we did the buddy drop off, I know a couple of you were there for that. You know, it's really the community, and Heidi and Orville and Jess and all the people that keep showing up. They warm our heart, but so do our products. Our products are mood changers. You know, I love Jason's story, and his story of what's happening is happening all over the world. You've got all these kids home, all these people home, and you're trapped in this space, and you know, you're smelling what's not right with the situation unless you have your Scentsy going. And when somebody goes online and shares what they're warming or what they're doing in their house or how they're freshening up their atmosphere, then they go, you know what, that's right, I need to pull my Scentsy out, or oh, I need to contact my Scentsy consultant, because if we're going to be home, we need this is the only atmosphere that we can control right now. So I know a lot of people have been really struggling with you know, at this time, do we share our Scentsy with other people or not? And how I think what kind of mindset are we in when we think that it's a bad thing to do that? And you know, if some of you have heard me lately, I hope I'm not repetitive, but you know what? It's hard not to be repetitive, because what rocks your world, what's the center of your world, and what's true for you is what you know and what you share, you know. But I am super grateful that in 2008, 2009, when it was a great recession and there was record unemployment and everybody thought it was the end, and then the swine flu, and there was 60.8 million cases of swine flu in the US, and we had 12,000 deaths in the US, and there was all of this crisis going on, but we didn't have the social media that we do today, so we weren't seeing all of that reminding us. I mean, I didn't even know the swine flu was going on. I'm just catching up right now, you know, a decade later, because, you know, we're talking about those sorts of things, unfortunately. And I really wasn't aware of the recession, but I guess my whole point of that is what we focus on is what we get. And in these times of crisis is when people are looking, you know, we're lucky. You're in a group, you're in a team that has, you know, gatherings, and has Mitch and Jess and all of you that are get together, and you have this community. And so you have people speaking hope and brightness and opportunity into your life, and you're keeping your atmosphere in a place that keeps your nose and space happy, and you don't even realize what you have. See, we don't even realize what we have, and we think that what we have, we just take it for granted. And so we have so much to offer all those people who are sitting out there that don't have a community, that don't see options, that don't have people reminding them, and don't have products available to them because the stores are empty and you kind of don't want to go there and people aren't very friendly. I mean, we have so much to offer. My favorite product has always been the opportunity. In fact, it's taken me a decade to actually get some scents really warming in my house. And I'm proud to say that I have multiple warmers on in my house. And because you know, with the years of fragrance, we're finding ones that we like. But, you know, I built this business not even liking scent. I built it during that time of crisis because of the opportunity itself. Because for $99, and right now it's even better than that, right? You could go into business and, like Jason said, capitalize on this whole collaboration of lawyers and producers and design people and negotiators and shipping houses and catalog makers and photographers and all of this stuff, and have a chance to not only have product to use and enjoy in the moment, but to get it all back unlimited. So more than anything, I hope you guys think about that. Like, yeah, I should plant a tree today. I should stand up. I should really think about what I have that I don't realize is a blessing. And whenever you get discouraged, whenever you start to think that what you have and sharing it is a bad idea, then I really think you should question what kind of mindset is behind that. Because remember, our products truly warm the heart and enliven the senses, and everything that we stand for is what people want. And so I am so excited. And let me tell you why. Because if I go down the rabbit hole of all the news and what's wrong, I can go there. I can go there and I can get pretty, you know, discouraged and worried. Or, hey, Mr. Washam. Or I can stay on the half side full of the glass and think, well, what is right? Where have I been planted? Where did God and the universe put me right now in my life to make a difference in the lives of others? And you have to think about that. You have to think about, you're here for a reason at this time, for a reason, because you have things that will help bring light to a world that's kind of dark and dreary right now. And it's so simple, and you have so much power. And if you think about just sharing and not selling and not pushing and not having attachment, you can build a business way greater than those of us who did in 2008, 2009, when we went from, when I joined, we had 4,654 consultants, and within 4 years, we had 250,000 consultants, because it was a climate of people that were in desperation. They had just seen a flu come through and devastate a lot of lives, and an economy and an unemployment rate, and they were looking. And so we've been doing great as a company, right? Jason said we've been doing great as a company because we've had a great economy, and economy has just been rising up. But our business model and community searching people don't really waken up until times like this. Questions or thoughts? I would love to hear what your questions or thoughts are.
Oh my gosh, my mind is just going crazy with joy right now with all this. It's hard to not get excited when you are surrounded by positive energy and positive thoughts. I think we have to surround ourselves with people, like-minded people. And because I am one that feeling sick, not being around people is literally helped me direct my mind in a not so positive way. And it's just, I'm really realizing that when I look back, how did I get to where I am with this business? It's just because of connection. It's because I stayed involved. I fed my mind constantly with thoughts like yours, and the statistics, and learning the realities of the world, because I wouldn't know those things unless I connected on training calls and got to know the people that were offering these statistics and this information. And it's all about just learning your trade and learning what's out there. And it just listening to you, just connecting all those dots for me, it's so inspiring and exciting to be on in such a crisis. It's such a blessing to feel excited and inspired. Does anybody else want to share? I'm sorry, I just had to pop on and say that.
Well, right now, I mean, for Ralph and I, it's like, God puts us all together and puts us all in a certain place for a reason. And, I did another direct sales company before, and it was just, 6 months, I don't want to do this anymore. But, we've been with Scentsy now for 5 years. And the reason why we've been with Scentsy for this long is because of you guys. And it's from the top down, and God's just blessed Orville and Heidi, so they could, and put them in our lives so they could bless all of us and touch all of us with the way that they have. Watching their video the other day, seeing that they're going to be paying their employees, and they're giving them the chance to either come into work or not come into work, and not letting them go negative for their paid time off and stuff like that. Not a whole lot of companies are doing that, and we're very blessed that Scentsy is a type of company that can do that. I work for a pretty big, timeshare company, and they're not offering some of the things that Scentsy is even offering. I mean, it's just amazing, the company that we work for, that we are involved with, that we work with, and all of you guys. And it's just, I don't know.
Cindy, can you share really fast what you shared with me the other day when we were on our private Zoom? You said about getting on for the first time some conferences. How,
I have been, like a lot of I've been off work for 2 months. And with my ankle surgery, and I went, started to go back to work last week, and I had one conference call, and I'm like, this is not where I want to be. I love, working with Wyndham. I've been there 20 years, but it's just like I have a goal, and Ralph and I talked about it, and we're just going to stick to it. And you know, I have like a 1 year, maybe a 2 year plan, but a 1 year plan, and I'm out. Just that one conference call, I was so stressed out from one call, and it was like an hour call, and that was it. But you know, Scentsy, it's not stressful to me. It's like Michelle Cohen says, this is her happy place, you know, and all the people that you get to meet and interact with, you know, it's just, and the giving back that the company does and encourages us to do as well. Okay, I have to stop now because I'm starting to cry.
We love you. Thank you for sharing.
And people are so hungry for what we have. And of course you have to show up. You guys are showing up here. You're making this connection happen. And, you know, I think about like, if you're just being there for people and you're just showing up, you know, because the most powerful force there is on the planet is hope. And that's what people need. And that's why they need to be reminded, yes, all since Earth has existed, there have been major tragedies and major setbacks and major losses and major hurdles and things where, you know, war has, I was trying to think the other day, what would it be like if they actually started rationing sugar? I mean, that's a scary thought. I mean, you know what I mean? But they did. I mean, they only got so much butter and sugar. I mean, there's been so much that society has overcome. And it's during those times when it's not always popular with everybody, but because no, you can't please everybody all of the time, but I would rather be the voice of hope and of planting that tree and of knowing what is possible and remembering what has been conquered through all of life, and be on that side of the fence, be in that half full glass. And let me tell you, the rewards that come from that are priceless. And if you are really just being there with people and just really listening to them, and then just sharing from your heart your genuine belief on what is going on, they'll want to be part of Scentsy if it's part of their journey. And if it's not, just you holding them up enough for them to keep their eyes open for what is part of their journey. Of 100% believe that we don't have to convince anybody, and we shouldn't try to shove it down anybody's throat, and it's not the everything for everyone, but we should let them have that choice. We should let them decide how or if our products or our opportunity is for them. But unless we just come from a genuine place of gratitude for what we have and for our positive outlook, if we don't share that with them, they don't get that opportunity. I mean, all of you are probably really glad at this time and to be here. And if you are out there at all sharing your business, you know, cute little things, you know, your products with people, look at my cute little baby, sorry. Then you know that people are calling and saying, oh my gosh, I really want some Scentsy right now. You know, people don't even really have to ask for the order. They just have to say, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for the scent right now. So grateful for this product. And they don't say it necessarily that way. You know, they're just like, hey, I'm giving my dog a bath with this and it smells so good. You know what I mean? Just them seeing that and then seeing that you're happy right now somehow in the midst of all this is bringing them to you. And then you can fill the orders and you can talk to them. And so many people can't afford it, right? Some people can't afford it, but guess what they can afford is to do a party and get it for free, which is the big thing in this thing, right? Right now we're going to find people want our product, but they're more willing to do a party than they've ever been. And they're more willing, hey cutie, to join than they've ever been, right? And that's what you have to realize. This for our business model is like the lottery. And again, like who we were talking earlier, right? Because some of us that have been here for a long time, right? Some of us have been here a long time, and it's our family. It is our life. It is who we call for ups and downs, who we celebrate weddings with, who we, you know, travel the world with. And so we are giving so much to people. And I don't know if you heard if you're even aware of Chrissy Domino. I've been really talking her up because she's been doing the bingo party, and she did a bingo party and she had her family all involved on the screen. And her first one, she got 7 bookings. and $700 worth of PRV that night with all those people doing bookings. And then she had one sign up and then a couple more that she's working with right now. And she did her second one from one of those bookings, and she did $600 in PRV and got 3 more bookings. So now she has over 10 parties on her April already. So people are letting us know that if we will just do our part, that they want what we have. They want those fun things. So if you are hearing anybody telling you that it's wrong to be the lifesaver and to be the lifeboat in this situation, it's because they don't understand. They're thinking inward and they don't understand what we have. And I love too that Chrissy has tried Facebook parties. She's through her couple years with Scentsy, and she said she's always failed at them miserably, and she just hated to do them because they weren't working for her, and she kind of gave up on them. But then, right now that's kind of the only way we have to work our business is just to do these things. So she decided to do it and do the bingo party, and look at her phenomenal success. So yeah, I'm excited to see what all of you guys who are willing to be a lighthouse do, and what your community that you build, your team, your organization, your community that you become the leader of, what that feels like to you in a year from now and 2 years from now, and also the little successes along the way that built that community. Maddie agrees.
Hi, Maddie. So I wanted to share that on Thursday of this week, there's going to be a training that I'm going to share with everybody. So keep an eye out for your emails of where Chrissy learned all this stuff. And if you've been on the calls before, she's actually being coached also by Steve Welshire, which I shared with my coach. And his program is what she was taking and where she got all the material from. And so you're going to be able to learn exactly what she did. And I'm going to be on it because I'm one of those people that'll say that my Facebook parties pretty much fail. I've probably had one that hit $200 in all the ones that I've tried. So I am definitely, it's not my natural suit, but I'm willing to learn a new skill. And so if you're willing to learn a new skill and just keep trying, the one thing I've noticed is that if you work at it, you're going to get more success than if you don't do anything at all. And so that's what I'm willing to do, is to try new things, learn new things. As old of a dog as I am and as stubborn as I am, I know that this is a resource that can help my business, and it'll help you guys too. So I hope that you plan to watch for the email. I'm going to post it on the group page. And plan to be on it, because it's definitely going to make a difference. And if you have new people that are interested in signing up, this is something you can invite them to, and you guys can learn alongside each other. One thing that I've noticed a lot of consultants come to me saying is that because they're not feeling confident with their own business, that's why they don't want to share the opportunity. Learn together. I mean, I learned by myself. My sponsor was awesome. She directed me to the tools that I could learn, but she didn't teach me everything. So, and I was a little bitter at first, but then I realized she was an awesome leader because I was able to actually receive the information and process it myself on my own time and the way I needed to receive it. So you don't have to be a leader that feeds, your people with the golden spoon. That's just only hurting them. So as long as you are sending them to the proper resources so they can receive those resources as well, you guys can be learning alongside together. And it's so exciting when you have team members locking arms and you're able to say, did you hear that? Oh, did you try that? How did it work out for you? And you might laugh at each other and tease each other because your downline is doing better than you. And Becca will tell you that's like the greatest joy when you see your team members thriving and being even better than you are at what you've done, and that's like a leader's goal, is to be great, but to see the people that you introduce to this business to go on and do bigger and greater things. And that's my vision. And I know Becca feels the same way. So I really hope you guys take advantage of this opportunity because, sponsoring is really the way to really utilize the compensation plan and really create a financial world of leverage, so you don't have to bust your butt, hours on end for the rest of your life to make the same amount of money. Becca, would you mind, because you are one of the highest paid, I'll income disclosure later on in the link, consultants in the company. Can you talk a little bit about building leverage and how the compensation plan and sponsoring really is the best way to create an income like doctors and lawyers, please?
Yeah, and it's interesting because I always I love it when I get this opportunity, because I don't know that I get paid on anybody that's on this screen, or most people that will join, because Jess is in my 3rd generation. And so that's where, you get paid on team volume, but after that you don't. So I am here not because this is putting money in my pocket, but it is putting value in my heart, because there's nothing greater than I want to do than to let people have the joy of knowing what it's like to be financially successful and to be loved and respected for helping other people have their dreams come true and discover their potential. When I started Scentsy, it was a God thing. And so, I know not everybody doesn't believe in God, and I respect that too. But for me, that higher power, really spoke to my heart. And I thought it was kind of not the thing for me to be doing at all. And I was not tech savvy at all. And when my first few people that I had that wanted to join and orders to put in, I called my sponsor, Dorothy Thurman, and I'm like, okay, they're joining my team, but I don't know what to do with them now, and so she literally walked us through, or did it manually on her end. So just wanted to say that there are people out there that you don't have to come in being a rock star, like she said. You just know what you have, and you do the best with what you know. And then when you know better, you'll show up better. And then all of a sudden everybody thinks you know everything, but we didn't when we started. And so don't let that intimidate you at all. If you love the products, or you love the opportunity, that's all you really need to do is share your heart and get started. But like I said, I knew I was supposed to be here, that for some reason that the man upstairs wanted me to stop or interject to all the crazy busy in our life, this opportunity. So I spent the first 30 days knowing that that this business model is the best business model that anybody can be a part of. Jason talked about the flexibility, right? Just the flexibility, and then the income potential. So I knew that was the gift, and this just did seem like a no-brainer product. And so I really did hit hard 30 days. My only focus was to share the business opportunity, and when you're having conversations with someone, and I literally went door to door and sought people out. Okay. And I literally was on that end of the spectrum, but I would just say to them, haven't you always just wanted to have your own business? Did you ever dream about having your own business and not answer to anybody else? And of course, the majority of people will say, yeah, that would be nice, especially right now, because then nobody can fire me but me, right? And so if you ask people things that connect with their minds and their heart, they'll tell you, and then you can say, hey, I don't know if Scentsy is for you or not, but it's $99, to find out. Of course, right now we have great joint specials, but I'm just saying, so that was my focus, because I knew that that's where that long-term income would come from, right? If you help a lot of people get what they want, then all of that contributes to getting you everything you think you want and had no idea that you wanted. And so sales are great. None of us get paid unless anybody sells anything. So I'm not saying that sales aren't something to focus on, because happy customers usually make the best consultants. But if you really want this to be your career and something that you can leave to your children that is worth a lot, then you would focus on the team building. And so I know Jen Audette, who is our frontline, and many of you know who she is, the rock star she is. She when she joined, she was only focused on the sales, and she did her first party, and she called me. She said, okay, I snuck out. I'm at my car right now. I've got a household of people. And she was just upset, and she was in tears. And she's like, there's this woman in there that knows practically everybody in the community, and she wants to join. And so my business is over because she's going to take all the sales. And I'm done before I even got started. How do I get rid of her? And I'm like, what? This is the best thing that can happen to you. Are you kidding me? You want people to join your team. You want them to do it. Luckily, Jen was really open. She's like, okay, if you say so, I'll do it. And then she put sponsoring first. And so if she ever does an event, the only thing she cares about is giving people the opportunity, because she knows the demonstration, they're going to do the product, right? But so those of us that have been really successful have done several things, and that is we have focused on the gift of the opportunity, but again, without the attachment. Because if the law of the harvest is, if you're out there planting seeds by asking questions and sharing, then you will get a plentiful harvest. And so never worry. Don't think you're broken because this isn't somebody's stepping stone in their life or part of their journey or their forever thing. Don't. You know, we use this analogy all the time when you go through McDonald's and they say, do you want French fries or do you want to king size that? And most of the time we say, no, it's not the end of the world for anybody. And we've got to remember that all we're doing is making sure that people all the time know all the opportunities that are out there for them. So, and the other thing too is that all of us that have got where we've gotten have put some money into it, right? We've given out those Happy Meal or those borrow bags or whatever. I mean, people aren't going to get invested usually until they've experienced the product. So if you've got product on your shelves right now that you can be leaving borrow bags or gifting to your neighbors or whatever, just by leaving it on their porch for them to find, you know, later, put that to work for you. You know, it's not only is it a tax write-off because it's advertisement, but it's the only way you're going to get people really excited about connecting with you and what we have to offer.
Wow, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you shared about the law of the harvest, because that was when I learned about the law of the harvest is when light bulbs went off for me in the beginning of my business, and it still does. Because I think we always need to be reminded how things work, and that when we're not necessarily getting the result that we are seeking, and we feel like we keep planting and nothing's happening, that's usually when there's that picture that I think that you showed me for the first time, Becca, and I'll post it on our group page later on, and I've posted it a million times over the 9 years, but it's about that little old man, and he's hacking away with the wall, and on the other side there's all these diamonds, and he's just hacking away, and he's like about this far away, I mean one more hack away, and he ends up turning around because he's so like, oh, I just can't, you know, nothing's happening. And I remember a year after I joined, I felt like that things were happening, my business was growing, but I felt like the amount of energy I was putting in wasn't matching my paycheck, even though it was a great paycheck. And I remember calling Becca and saying, I don't feel like nothing's happening. She said, you're literally at the point that most people quit right before huge things are about to happen. And so because I respected her and I knew that she knew what she was saying and she did it herself, I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm just going to keep planting those seeds and keep just sharing. And she was right. Before I knew it, like I felt like I was at a standstill. And that is usually when people are at their like end. They're like, I can't do it anymore. It's never going to happen. And literally they're, you know, a couple people away from changing their lives. And that's literally what happened for me. And so I just love that analogy, that visual. Everybody that knows me, I'm very visual. That's how things process in my brain. And so when Becca shared that with me and then sent me that picture, I was like, okay, I need to just keep doing what I'm doing and just sharing. And one thing I always say, we never want to fear anything in life, but if you're going to be scared of something, is be scared that somebody's going to come to you and say, why didn't you tell me that I can become a Scentsy consultant? And you don't want people to be mad at you. You want to be able to say, me and Cindy were talking about this the other day, is you want to be able to check off, like, I did my job. They know that they can buy, they know they can, well, let's turn that around. They know they can become a consultant, they know they can host, and they know after all of that, if worst case scenario, they can buy amazing products. And so I've done my job. They know what their options are, and that's it. And just like Becca says, it's so true. When we go to a restaurant and they tell us what the specials are, we don't get mad at them for telling what the specials are if we don't want them. We kindly say, no, thank you, right? And then, but they're planting a seed that maybe they're like, oh, maybe next time I'll get that because I didn't know that they had that here. So that's the seed that's planted. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow or even a year from now, but I've literally had people join my group, my team that I've been talking to about joining or even hosting for years. And it just wasn't the time for them at that time. That everybody's circumstances change. And right now, everybody's circumstances are changing. Like, this is the time. Like, they may have been fine 3 weeks ago or 3 months ago. If you know Mel Robbins, look up on YouTube the F word. It's being just fine. Because they may have been fine then, but 3 weeks can totally change their financial situation. And so those are the people that you want to be contacting right now, because they may not be fine and they need a leg of income coming in. And so you may be fearing, oh, they don't have the money, they don't want to spend $99. When somebody is hurting that bad, they'll find the money, because I'm that person. I didn't even have $1 in my bank account when I joined Scentsy. I was searching any way that I could to be able to purchase this kit. I don't recommend you charging it, because I don't think that charging up credit cards is a good thing, unless you commit to yourself and say, I'm charging this, but because I'm doing this, I am going to dedicate my efforts to getting my money back, like, as fast as possible. And guess what? Becca and Jason kept talking about it's a special month this month for the join special. You will make your money back immediately with your $500 party. If you are goaling yourself to hit your $500 in your 15 days, which gives you that extra $300 worth of products, you not only just really just what's it called, jackpot and got $300 worth of products to be able to demo to people now, but you also just paid yourself back with one party or one order that you're putting in. So I'm sorry, I said it earlier, but this business just literally feeds my soul. I get excited. I was talking to Becca earlier and I could barely move. My body hurt so bad. And, she fed, energy into me over the phone, but then seeing her and seeing you guys and hearing this, like, my body hurts, but not even to a degree that it did before. And I couldn't even barely talk yesterday, but it's like, that really proves that it's your mindset. If your mindset is in a positive focus, wherever you flourish where you focus, right? Or is that that's the truth, but there's like a saying or whatever, that it can truly pull you out of such a bad state financially, but also physically, which is so incredible. And that's what this business does.
Can I say something?
Please.
I felt like I wanted to say this earlier, like random commercial break. But energy is a really big deal and a thing, and we don't realize it. And when we're home or we're sick, it's so important to remember that we need to shower every day or bath, because that water really literally cleanses our energy field. And if we're not doing that, just natural circumstances, it kind of gets a little heavy, like, molecules and fog in the air. But when you add all the stress and the consciousness and all the stress of people and the news and family and course quarters and maybe some drama going on or whatever, or if you're sick, that energy gets so thick and it literally weighs you down right into a deep, dark hole. So one of the best things you can do for your family and for yourself is to remind people, hey, keep your energy clean. Go through the car wash for your body every single day. One other quick thought I had, and I know we need to go because it's past the hour, but and I do have another Zoom to do too, but is that, I called Orville probably about my 6th month with Scentsy. My first check, I think, for the month was $900. Of course, that was all my sales. And then it took me 2 or 3 months, and I got to like 2,000 something a month, which was a big deal. And the coolest thing was now it wasn't all mostly from my sales. No, it was mostly from all the people that I was helping build their business. And I was like, the team was growing by hundreds, and I was talking to people, at night, different time zones. zones, you know, so I felt like I wasn't getting any sleep and the dishes were piling up, and I had my other company and I was Mrs. Utah and I was speaking all over, and I literally was not hardly getting any sleep. And I was giving more and more and more and putting more and more into this and more bio bags and more product and more all this kind of stuff. And my check wasn't changing. And I called Orville one day and said, I think you're lying. I see all of this stuff happening, but my paycheck is not changing, you know, and I don't know if it's really worth it, because right now I'm sacrificing a whole lot in my life. And don't you go bark. He said, Becca, when your check explodes, it won't be just $200 or $60 or whatever. Just stay in there, because all of this work, basically what we're saying, all of these seeds that you're planting and you're doing, right, will explode. And it did. One day, just when I gave up, and I know this was over, like, I think it was the 8th or 9th month, I'm like, oh yeah, this will probably be another, this back when we got checks, another $2,000 check, it jumped to $4,000. And then it started just doubling after that for a long time to hit some extraordinary numbers. But I chose to have an extraordinary outlook. And it is this extraordinary outlook, like I said, that not everybody's going to understand, because people tend more to not take a shower and get further in the fear, right? You know what I mean? Get more way down. But there are so many people that even if they're giving you a bad time, even if they're questioning you and think your intent isn't right or whatever it is, they are watching you, and deep down they are praying and hoping to whoever they believe in that what you're offering and what you're saying is true. And you know what? In a few months from now, I think it's going to look a little uglier. More cases are going to come. More people are going to die, because we're just in that curve and it's hitting different states. So we're going to see a lot more that's going to make all of us question what is happening. But I can guarantee you, it always passes. The storm always passes, and that you guys can be that rainbow that people can take shelter in, even if they're not letting you know that you are keeping them from jumping off a cliff, literally. So keep being the Jesse saving angel, saving lives, that, you know, that's not a coincidence that you are. And I love you guys, and I appreciate all of you who feed into my life and encourage me, because sometimes, you know, I got off doing a live today and my heart was pounding out of my chest, because I know that some people were going to think, you know, okay, Pollyanna, what are you talking about? But the feedback that I've gotten makes me remember that being true to that Pollyanna spirit, positivity always pays. So you guys, thanks for being here, and thanks for all you do.
Thank you, Becca. We love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye. I think you have to click end on your end. I'm sorry. Okay, guys, I just want to thank you all for being on and staying on this whole time. Does anybody, hi Tammy, does anybody want to share anything, any ahas you had through this very awesome meeting that we had for over an hour now? Anything, any take homes that you got, like light bulbs or anything that just kind of ahas that you want to share? Just unmute yourself.
I do.
Oh, please do.
When Becca was talking about how we find people are finding it hard to share products right now because of everything that's happening and what that mindset is, I haven't shared a whole lot of things, but it's not because like I feel badly for doing it. It's just that work is so overwhelming. I feel like that's where my focus is all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But hearing her say that, you know, my first thought was, wait a minute, like if this is stressful, but what makes me happy is talking about Scentsy and sharing all the products and everything, then why am I not taking that time to go ahead and do it? And if it helps me, it's got to help somebody else, you know?
Yes.
Because I do. I mean, I get off the computer at night for work and I'm drained.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm trying to deal with a headache from behind my eyes from being on the computer for so long and getting tons of emails and constantly feeling like there's no way I can do enough right now for the kids.
Oh.
And it's frustrating, but so I've really kind of like let everything else go because it just felt like one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can like take that and make it the one more thing that actually I feel like I'm doing something positive with, then it's going to have to help other people too, you know?
Oh my gosh, that's so true. Like, I think the human in us really needs to serve others and help. When we feel we're contributing, they say the 5 human needs is certainty, uncertainty, that goes with variety, love and connection, growth and contribution. And so if we are struggling in any of those areas, we don't feel happy. We don't feel like we're living our purpose. And so when we're not serving others or, you know, putting a smile on other people's faces, we feel like we're not contributing. And so you are contributing all day long, but you feel like you're coming out the other end, like not with the result that you're looking for, with the amount of energy you're getting. And so, you know, one thing about this business, it's a happy business. It's a fun business. It's a fun product. It's a happy product. And it really does make people feel good. And so, you know, that I'm glad that went off in your mind of like, wow, this can be a happy place. Like your sponsor, Michelle says, your friend, you know, that like, okay, I may be drained and kind of done with work, but if I look at Scentsy as my happy place, you know, it would, even if you just changed your own wax, it's going to start that excitement and that feeling of like, oh, this makes me happy. I want somebody else to be happy now, you know? So oh, look at that. I love it. Happy place. Is that like a sticker or like oh, did you make that yourself? Unmute yourself, silly. I want to hear.
Oh, no, I found it somewhere.
Did? Oh,
But I was like, I have to have it.
Super cute.
That's so awesome. Yay.
It says happy place and it's purple.
Right?
No, I
Perfect
know.
for that. That's super awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Melissa. That's awesome. Did you want to share anything, Michelle?
Yeah, on Saturday's call was phenomenal. And it was interesting because it was a man sharing about losing his job, and his daughter got him to join, which was, I don't know, I felt it was a really good story, because it was a man that joined, and you very rarely hear that. And his take on like customer service and how he built those relationships. So that's kind of been like what I've been trying to focus on. Like we still have to have our teacher hours. So like I have to be very mindful to not post things on Facebook during my work hours.
Oh,
because you'll get ratted out.
okay.
You know, because we're supposed to be working, and you know, I feel like a lot more people are more overwhelmed than I am at this point. So God bless you, Melissa. But have grace, be good to yourself. Like your health is more important than what content you put out there. Because if you stress about it too much, then you're not good for yourself, your family, or the kids, you know. Because I just met with Lindsay. We literally went to Starbucks and parked away from each other enough right before this where we could talk. So it was the same conversation. And Melissa said, "Are you jumping on?" I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm just getting home." But anyway, so on the call, I shared, and Becca gave me the idea to literally walk around the neighborhood and kind of give quarantine packages to people. And it's all over, you know, it's all over the Group Make It Happen page, but it's doing it with a purpose. You know, it's not I'm trying to sell you anything. And she made it clear to not label everything, right? Like, hey, I'm a consultant. She's like, make that the smallest thing. Like if somebody wants to contact you, have your information on there, but not so much like your business card and like the join brochure, things like that. But like, here's a multi-purpose spray, and I have a bunch of like spray bottles, and just kind of looking at what's around the house that I can use to kind of meet the neighbors. Like, hey, congratulations, your neighbor is a Scentsy consultant, and I'm just here to spread some Scentsy sunshine, you know, during this quarantine, la la la, right? So just kind of stealing ideas, borrowing ideas from all the other, you know, fabulous consultants. Like we said before, you know, a lot of our consultants are so good at sharing their ideas, and it's just tweaking it to make it our own and being authentic with it. So like the banana bread thing that I had posted, I'm going to put this in those packets to the neighbors, but I'm also going to send them out in my mailers to my customers with my monthly mail and just like, here's something that I wanted to share with you, blah, blah, blah. You know, like we've been making chocolate chip banana bread and we've been making whatever. So like, this is really cool. And I love that it's coming back because I want to stock up on the banana bread scent because I think it's such a cool story. And right now it's like, we need a little bit of comfort food. You know, we need a little bit of something that makes us feel good. And so I just felt like Heidi's banana bread recipe is just something that says, look, you know, here's a little bit of comfort, here's a little bit of something that you can do with your family during this traumatic time or whatever, but like using that like Scentsy Sunshine like kind of theme. So that was a conversation that came out of Saturday's call, because I never talk during those, I never ask questions, but I was like, okay, is this stupid? Like, if I go knock on my neighbor's doors, I've lived in this house for 9 years, I don't even know them. But there's like the cul-de-sac, it's like a bunch of families. They have little kids, they're always out with their cones, like they still come out together. The kids ride their bikes and all that, you know, so you know that they're friends, but like, I don't know them. And I'm like, well, I wish I had little kids because then I would be able to go meet them and like play with them. But my kids are 17 and 19. So, you know, kind of weird. So just like being able to give a little bit back, but like in an authentic way. So.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I'm so glad you shared because some people may not have heard that call. If you, just a little plug for that call, if you want to hear the recording, your email every Saturday, the recording, just look for Becca at beccalevi.com and she emails the recording, as well as if you're not on the Make It Happen Facebook page, ask to be request to be a member, and they also post the recording on that, and I can approve you. That's Becca's page for her group, so which we're all a part of because we're in her.
And yeah, and it goes with this again because these times aren't sexist. Yeah. Men lose their jobs too, you know, right? And a lot of times a man can be the breadwinner, you know, and he has not gone back to a traditional 9-to-5. He's been with Scentsy ever since that. So it's one of those where it goes with, you know, the Zooms that you've been having, opportunities, you know, the opportunity doesn't discriminate, you know, and these times don't discriminate. So you never know. That's it, I'm done.
No, that's so true. People count out men for customers even, and hosts, and I've had an all male party with just men. My host was a man and all his guy friends came over, and I mean, I always tell this story, but maybe I've never told it to you guys, or I don't know, in a while, that I have still to this day, I have a hostess. He started out as a customer, and he literally calls Scentsy his panty droppers because that's how he gets his, because he very much wants his women to, you know, I guess, drop their panties when they go in his house. And that's why he decided to have a party with me. It was one of Mitch's military friends, and we went over there, and I was the only female at the party. And he explained it, guys, it makes the ladies' panties drop. I mean, that sounds so bad that I'm promoting that, but it's the truth. And so you just never know. I mean, men love their house to smell good too. And it's, you know, you can't, I have several customers that the client is the husband and the wife has nothing to do with me. Like when I contact to see if they need anything, I'm talking to the guy, the husband. He's the one that keeps track of his order of what they have. He's the one that calls me and says, Jess, I need more scents. And that's I have several clients that are men. And yes, you're really, really like missing out on a lot of business if you're not talking to men about buying, hosting, and even joining. Yes, I've actually had a lot of men on my team too that are married, and they're the customers. I mean, they're the consultants, not the wife.
Well, my husband talked to your husband, which got me talking to you.
That is so true.
They would put orders into each other, whatever.
Yes.
So
yes,
I wouldn't talk to Jessica. I was like,
Just like a couple like orders, right? There was like a few before you and I actually talked. Yeah. It was Mitch and her husband. He went up to Mitch, hey, you guys sell Scentsy, right? Because they saw our car and we were at the same place, and we finally, like, after our services, there's like this room that you like meet, and we were sitting at a table, and so they started talking and she was there, and so finally we're like, I guess we gotta meet, because I'm shy, guys. I really am shy with people that I don't know. So Mitch is the one that helps, you know, kind of, he's the icebreaker for me in a lot of situations.
Yep.
I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't forget about it, but I didn't think about it when we were talking about it. Okay, well, this has been a long meeting, which I'm very grateful for. I really needed to see you guys and to talk. I miss my friends. I did not realize how much my soul is fed by all of you, seriously, because if you would have talked to me 2.5 hours ago, I was not thinking that I was going to be as upbeat as I am right now. So I am so grateful, you guys. Anyways, as Jason said, if you are watching this and you are a prospective consultant that's considering joining, as you can see, you have a great family that you're joining if you decide to do so. If you have any questions that weren't actually addressed, I saw on Facebook, because I'm streaming to our group page, Jennifer asked that if the people that are joining because of social distancing, you know, how would somebody do a launch party? And the cool thing is what we're doing right now, this Zoom that we all jump on together, is how you could do a launch party with social distancing. You just invite your friends and family on, you get to see them, get a little bit of energy, feed your soul like I just did, because these ladies are my family. And so you can get that going, and then you get to share what you got in your kit, what it's about, you know, kind of walk them through the catalog. The cool thing is you can digitally send them the catalog, so they could be looking and flipping through it at the same time and ask the questions live about what the products are. And then you could be posting and sending the link to your website right there. Make sure your sponsor shares with you how to set up a party online, which your first things first checklist is going to help you do all that, but you can also, you know, chat with your sponsor. And there's a link that actually attaches to the party, so all of it gets sent to the same party. And then you as a new consultant will get hostess rewards, which is the goal for a new consultant, is to get all your new stuff for free and half off with your initial party, which is your launch party. And any questions that your sponsor may not know, as you can see, we have a good sized group that loves to lift each other up and help each other. So they will reach out to me or their director or their sponsor, and we will make sure that we get your questions answered. So, and then all of you that are already consultants, I'm just so grateful for all of you. So I hope you're all healthy, happy, and stay that way. So I'll see you guys next Monday. Bye, guys.
Bye.